Hey, Cub fans! Thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs with delight and optimism. Let's talk Dansby Swanson here for a little bit. I really enjoy doing these profiles. Just sort of getting your head around who the guys are. We watch them play, and it's kind of nice to know what their history is and some of the things that makes them who they are. And I think what makes Dansby Swanson very unique, especially to this particular Cub team coming up in 2024. I think he's the most predictable player we have. And in fact, I'm going to give you my predictions about what Dansby Swanson is going to do. And because I don't predict, I'm not a predictor. I never did like that, sports commentators predicting. It's like, okay, well, make your prediction. I don't really care about your prediction. But when it comes to Dansby Swanson, basically he's going to do what he did, and what he always does. I don't see him as a question mark where we've got so many other question marks across the diamond now. I mean, almost everywhere you have questions. You have questions behind the plate, at third, at first. You don't really know what Say is going to do for sure. Center field, what that's going to be. Hap is probably predictable. In left, I think we know what that is. We know Nico's going to be good, but we don't know how good Nico's going to be. Is Zabert going to be able to close? I don't know. Is Kyle going to be good? Is Justin going to be an ace? I mean, we got a ton of questions, but we don't have a question at shortstop. Dansby Swanson is going to do what Dansby Swanson is going to do. And when we get to the end, we do his numbers. I'll show you what I expect from Dansby in 2024. Dansby played high school ball in Marietta, Georgia, played baseball and basketball there. And Dansby's 30 years old to be in his 30-year-old season, born February 11th, 94. And at Marietta, he was a great basketball player. He averaged 14 points a game as a senior, and he shot 44% from the three-point line. Dansby could stroke it. Dansby, assassin from deep in Marietta, Georgia, had 165 threes in his career, and they nicknamed him 3-Point Swanson. Dansby. I like that. I can see Dansby doing that. Dansby was, after high school, drafted. Rockies took him in the 38th round in 2012, but he declined. Of course, went to Vanderbilt. So in 2013, he only played 11 games at Vandy his freshman year, and only 4 games at shortstop. Had a broken foot, so he was injured, and then he had a labrum tear, and I wasn't really aware of that, but Dansby had a shoulder ligament that was bad, needed surgery, so he pretty much missed all of his freshman year with that broken foot. Took him out 6 weeks, and when he came back, he had that labrum tear. So a little bit of setback. Guys have setbacks. It's not an easy road. And Dansby had one pretty early. 2014, he played second base at Vanderbilt. Finished the season hitting .366, had 47 runs scored, 21 doubles, 17 stolen bases. He was all first team SEC. Tied the team record for doubles that year with 27. And that's the year they beat Virginia 3-2 in the finals of the College World Series, won the national championship. So that was in Dansby's sophomore year, 2014. Dansby hit .323 and was named the College World Series most outstanding player, playing second base. In 2015, they moved Dansby to shortstop. Had a great year, hit .347, 50 RBIs, scored 60 runs. He won the Dick Howser Trophy, which was the award given to the best college player overall, and he won the Brooks Wallace Award, which is given to the best college shortstop. So, national championship as a sophomore, player of the year as a junior. So 2015 draft comes around. Diamondbacks take Dansby number 1 overall. Dansby signs with them on July 17th, had a $6.5 million signing bonus. So off he goes, the professional Dansby Swanson. Before he plays a minor league professional game, he gets hit in the face. A pitcher named Yohan Lopez hit Dansby in the face in a simulated game. required 14 stitches, and he had a concussion, so he missed 6 weeks. After recovery, they signed him to low-A Hillsboro Hops, where he played 22 games and only had 83 at-bats, hit 289 in those 83 ABs. So then the trade happened, and whatever the Diamondbacks were thinking, I mean, he wasn't with the Diamondbacks at all, and so the trade happened on December 9th, off-season between his first year, and traded him to the Braves. So Dansby starts 2016 with the Braves, high-end, high-A Carolina Mudcats. He only played 22 games for the Mudcats before he was promoted to the AAA Mississippi Braves. Then, in August of the same year, he's called up. So Dansby, I mean, he didn't play really minor league ball at all. Very quick before his first call-up. So he debuted the same day that he got called up. He had 2 singles that day on August 16th, 2016. So 2017 rolls around. Dansby's on the opening day lineup. Reality hits. How many guys do it? They start their first major league experience, and it's hard. I mean, there's a jump. There's a jump from wherever you are in the minor leagues to the show. And these guys, it's hard for the best of them. So, opening day roster, 2017, Dansby has a slow start. By the end of May, he's hitting 185. He's made 11 errors and gets demoted to AAA on July 27th. It's hard. Sometimes they make it look easy. It's not. I mean, he got slapped in the face, and like, oh my God, these pitchers are fantastic. So he's down at AAA. Well, in August, an injury necessitated his recall, so he comes back sooner than he would have. But the injury necessitated it. Well, Dansby had learned, made the adjustments, so he came in, he settled in nicely. In the last month of that season, he hit 337 with a 434 on base, and had started playing Dansby defensively. So the shock of the MLB first 2 months of his career, he rebounded nicely and got it figured out. So, Dansby at Atlanta, from that point on, from really 2017 when he came back in late season, I mean, he was their shortstop. So we sort of know what he did, but I'll recap it. In 7 years with the Braves, and these numbers are very interesting to me. It kind of starts with the idea of Dansby being predictable. In 7 years with the Braves, he hit 255 with a 321 on base and a 417 slug for a 738 OPS. And he was an all-star his last year with the Braves in 2022 and had a fielding percentage of 978. The reason those numbers are interesting, if you can sort of remember them, I'll give them to you again. 255 average with a 321 on base and a 417 slug. 738 OPS. Fielding percentage, 978. All-star in 2022. Those numbers. That's who Dansby is. That's what we are. So let's do Cubs in 2023. Dansby played 147 games, all at shortstop. The 2023 season, he was really good. His WAR was 4.8. His career WAR is 19.5, so his career WAR is starting to creep up there pretty good. Numbers for the Cubs in 2023. He had 638 plate appearances, 565 at-bats. Had 138 hits, 25 doubles, hit 22 home runs, had 80 RBIs, walked 66 times, struck out 154 times, slashed 244 with a 308 and a 416 and a 744 OPS. That's Dansby slash. I wanted to go a little deeper, right? So that's his slash. That's what Dansby's going to slash. He's roughly 250 hitter, 325 on base with a 420 slug. I mean, that's Dansby. But I wanted to see if there was anything that was more unusual. So there's nothing unusual in any of it. There's nothing really unusual in any of Dansby Swanson's numbers. So his advanced numbers are pretty much right on par with league average. His home run percentage, his strikeout percentage, his walk percentage, his exit velocity percentage, hard hit percentage, his line drive percentage. All of these are right at, give or take, plus or minus, just a tick around league average. He pulls at league average. He goes oppo at league average. That's what he does. Everything is sort of right in there. Very solid, very dependable. So I wanted to, let's look at these splits. Do you think Dansby hits right-handers or left-handers better? If you said neither, you'd be right. Both. In 2023, Dansby hit 244 against righties, hit 245 against lefties. He doesn't care. What about home and away? Here's a little difference. He liked Wrigley better. Hit 277 at Wrigley, 213 on the road. That was like one of the first things I saw. First half of the season, he had a little better first half than second half. Hit 259 in the first half of the season, 225 in the second. His best month was in April. Got off to a hot start. Hit 286. His worst month was in August. Hit 184. In Cub wins, he hit 293. In Cub losses, he hit 193. It's a little bit of spread there in some of those splits. Let's talk about fielding. I mean, we don't even have to, right? 2023 All-Star Gold Glove. Dansby finished 19th in the MVP voting in 2023 as well. Just, a little extra there. His fielding percentage with the Cubs in 2023 was right at his career average. He fielded at .981, had 11 errors. But let's talk about Dansby in the field. I like watching Dansby in the field because he does a few things that I've really never seen a shortstop do. And I was asking myself, is Dansby the best Cubs shortstop? Well, that'd be hard to say now. You got Banks, right? There's Ernie. And I look back on some Cubs shortstops, and you had Don Kessinger. Don won some Gold Gloves. He was pretty good. But I'm just starting to think of them like Kessinger and Dunston and some of the shortstops that we've had that were pretty good. And in my mind, I think Dansby. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about with Dansby is I think he's come up with some techniques that I find interesting. The first one is how he goes to the hole. So Don Kessinger back in the 60s and 70s would go to the hole, and to sort of overcome that negative momentum that he's got going away from first base, he would jump. He would do that jump throw. And I always thought that was pretty good. He's going full speed. When he gets to the ball, backhands it, and then just jumps. I thought that was interesting. Dansby doesn't do that. Dansby came up with this technique where I'll just slide. I mean, can you imagine teaching this to a kid? All right, here's what I want you to do. Not only do I want you to go full speed, get in the hole, and backhand this ground ball on the third hop, I want you to slide while you're doing it. I mean, we take it for granted. He does it, and it's like nothing. You try to get somebody that is just starting to do that. Just getting to the ball, being able to backhand it cleanly, but doing it during a slide. And that technique is one that left fielders use. You start to see that technique where a left fielder going toward the third base line, got a fly ball, doesn't want to run into the wall, so they slide. So that's something that I've seen here, but Dansby has mastered it at shortstop. Of course, the difference between him and Ian Happ doing it, Dansby's got to get up and make a strong throw across the diamond from the hole. But the way he does that's just awesome. I actually look forward to seeing balls hit in the hole to see Dansby go make that play. The other thing I like about Dansby is I like the way his hands are soft, obviously. Just catches everything. But I like the way he throws the ball across the diamond in a way that the situation requires. And it reminds me of the opposite of what Sean Dunston would do. Sean Dunston had such a cannon. He would just unload, throw 100-mile-an-hour rising fastballs over to Mark Grace. But Dansby doesn't do that. He knows how much time he's got. His internal clock is amazing. And he just makes a nice, easy throw, and that's all that's required. He's not trying to do too much. He's very smooth and and it doesn't try to do more than needs to happen on the play. It's really like that. So I like watching Dansby Swanson play shortstop. Ball hit to the shortstop area, that's an out. So what fielding wise, it's Dansby. That's what we got. Dansby shows up. He leads with his glove. In fact, Dansby, I just saw this come out here in the last couple of days, is currently ranked the number 4 shortstop in all of major leagues, behind Seager and Lindor and somebody else. I don't care. Dansby's my guy. So we got a shortstop. We got a solid guy. I don't have any questions about Dansby coming into 2024. He's going to do what Dansby did. In fact, here's my expectations for Dansby. This is what I expect. If he does more, that'd be great. I expect him to play 150 games at short. I expect him to get 150 hits. I think he's going to hit more home runs this year. I think that's one of the things, but we're probably going to see with Dansby as he gets older. He's 30 years old. I think he's going to get a little bit stronger, a little bit more power. So I think I'm going to get 25 home runs out of Dansby, probably 80 RBI. He's going to hit 250. That's it. He's not going to hit 285. Dansby is not going to hit 285. He's going to hit 250. He's going to get on base at 335, and he's going to have a 425 slug. Turns into a 760 OPS. And I'm more than happy with that. Dansby gives me those offensive numbers. We're gold. That's really good offensive numbers for a shortstop that brings that kind of defense. That's Dansby. So he'll have a fielding percentage of 981, and he'll make 10 to 11 errors. I gotta take my notes and put them up, so at the end of the year I can see it. No, I won't. I'm gonna roll my notes up and toss them. If it doesn't happen, I'll look back. So Dansby Swanson, we're building around him, and we expect Dansby to be Dansby and produce these numbers for the next several years. So we'll look forward to it. Spring training just around the corner, guys. We're getting close. Hang on. You can do it. You can make it. I'll be back very soon with another video for you. In the meantime, go Cubs go.